Welcome in, Aquarius. Thank you so much for joining me today. For those of you that are new, welcome in, guys. My name's Lisa. Welcome to Stay Out Soul Tarot. For those of you that are new, for those of you returning, welcome back, guys. I did want to give a big shout out to those of you who take the time to like, subscribe, ring that bell or make a comment. It really does make a huge difference. So thank you so much. Aquarius, this is going to be your general love reading for the month of June. Can't believe it's going to be June. That's crazy. So I did already pull your oracle cards. I kind of like this format. This is kind of what I've been doing for the last few months for your larger monthly June, like your monthly read. So let me know how you like it as well. I'd love to hear from you. So you're on my left, your person's on the right, and then feel free to swap sides. Same thing if I'm talking to a cross watcher. You can do that as well. Don't be dissuaded by the timestamp. So if you are drawn in by the title, hopefully there's a message here for you guys today. But as always, general reads, just always keep that in mind. So Aquarius, I'm going to talk about you first, and then I'm going to talk about your person. I'm going to pull some tarot, going to pull some cards on the oracle cards, some tarot cards on the oracle cards, as well as pull some feelings, actions for the month of June. And at the end of the reading, I will pull some messages from your person's higher self, something you might not know. So definitely stick around for that. And yeah, this is a long read, so hopefully you guys can stick it out here with me. All right, so let's talk about you here, Aquarius. I definitely feel like right now you're doing the best you can. I'm kind of really getting off your cards that I feel like you're trying your best here to try and make it work with somebody. Like, I feel like you and your person are, there's struggling for sure going on right now between you and them. Your Moonology card, you actually got two. I only wanted one card, but it's fine. I usually take whatever comes out. So you got adjustments are required, third quarter moon. So this really talks about you, changing your behavior, making adjustments, trying to maybe be more emotional or show up for your person, be more appreciative, be more mindful maybe of, how your person feels. So I do love that. Again, I feel like you're trying your best here to show up for your person, show your person that you're that you're interested, that you're trying, and that you want to make things work. So that's really what I'm getting off of your card here, which is great, very noble. So obviously, you and your person have had some difficulties. For some of you, you might have been in separation for a while, and now you're just recently back together. That's really the vibe that I'm getting here. It didn't have to be like a physical separation. You could have just like not been talking for a while, and now Aquarius, I feel like you're doing your best here to try and put the pieces back together here with this person. You also got surrender to the divine, full moon. We don't have another full moon in Gemini until the end of the month, so end of June. So this energy, I might pull a card on it and see what we get here, but this surrendering really just, I don't know if you're giving up at the end of the month on this situation with this person or not, but again, we'll get some more details with tarot. So I'm going to try and make a mental note that I pull a card on that oracle card here for you when we get to tarot. So I feel like, again, you've been pretty busy. I feel like work-wise, job-wise, a lot of demands. I feel like you're kind of been feeling pulled in a bunch of different directions here. But you got the Earth card, so I do like that. So try and spend some time outside. Try and kind of ground yourself. Because again, I feel like you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed in this situation. And just you might be finding yourself very sensitive right now, Aquarius. Like maybe more so than normal. Because your animal spirit card that came through was the dolphin. And I mean, the dolphin is water, right? So, air and water. So I do feel like for some of you, again, trying to be sensitive. That's really what I'm getting off your adjustments are required. Trying to show up, trying to be more loving, trying to be, kind of pick up on how your person's feeling and just kind of making those adjustments. But I am sensing here, Aquarius, that, I mean, I don't know how well your person is. I don't know. I'm kind of picking up on an energy on their side that I feel like, surrendering to the divine card here. I don't know. I'm kind of getting an indication here that You're not really feeling like this person is appreciating all that you're doing, but again, we'll see what comes through. I don't want to create extra drama if there isn't any, but that's what I'm getting, from this person off of their cards. And I haven't even pulled a tarot yet. But again, I feel like you're showing up great. I feel like you're doing your best. You're trying to let this person know that, I'll do whatever it takes, and just being very sensitive about, your person, what you're doing, what you're trying to do, what the big goal is here for the two of you. So you might be focused on that as well. So I feel like if you're looking for some answers in the month of June here, Aquarius, about what direction to go in or what to do, whether or not you should keep trying, keep putting in effort. You got the chop wood card, so that, really talks about getting enlightenment, kind of getting out of your head. So, Aquarius does have a tendency to be very pragmatic, very logical. You could probably find sometimes that you're a bit of an overthinking a situation. But when you're doing, when you're distracted, that's basically when spirit is going to be, giving you some enlightenment. So for some of you, definitely could be outside. So I don't know, maybe you're mowing the lawn or you're, out there gardening and not necessarily thinking about love, thinking about your person. But that's when spirit is going to be sending you some messages here, because I'm just really focused on the sunlight coming through. So pay attention to that. Like, what do what comes to mind? Maybe journal what comes to mind when you're doing, you're cleaning the house or you're cleaning out your car. What are you thinking about? So again, I feel like there's going to be some important messages coming through that way for you in the month of June. So just pay attention to that. And then your sacred card here was Cloudy Judgment, Secrets, Sacred Oracle deck. Sorry, I can never remember the name of it. Cloudy Judgment came out. Illusions, unbalanced, and distorted. So I don't know. Again, as you can see, there's a storm in the background. So I don't know if this is a storm coming. Yeah, I feel like you've already gone through a storm, to be honest, but there might be another one coming here with the situation with this person. But, um, and again, Cloudy Judgment really talks about, putting in the time and effort and trying to be sensitive, trying to make something work, and your other person isn't like really cooperating or appreciating. So that's really what I'm getting here, but we'll see again what comes out in tarot. So let's talk about your person here. They got the jealousy card, which I thought was interesting. This card doesn't come out very often. So I don't know. Are they jealous because you're like in a good headspace and they're not? Are they jealous about your job? Are they jealous about, that you just seem, a lot more grounded and like focused? Like, I'm not sure. This could also be, if this is an ex of some kind, they could be jealous, about you moving on some level. And again, we'll see what comes out in tarot here on this card. It's a card number 5 that really talks about changes as well. So again, it looks like, you've already made some adjustments here for this person. And at the end of the day, I feel like by the end of June, Aquarius, I feel like you will be questioning whether or not this is something you want to continue doing or not, is really what I'm getting. So this person also got the Imagine card, so they are thinking about the future. I feel like maybe, I don't know, I'm kind of getting Aquarius, that you're focused on the, like, let's focus on today, like, let's be present, let's enjoy the moment. Let's not, think about 3 months from now or 6 months from now. I feel like that's really your energy here. And your person here could definitely be more in thinking about the future, looking at the big picture, and not really, kind of ruining the moment. I don't know. If I'm thinking about your reading for your mid-month or at the beginning of May, I think I was saying that this person is like no fun. Maybe that was Libra's reading. Maybe you're dealing with a Libra. I don't know why I just recently thought of that reading, so there might be a message there. So with the Eagle card, this person's kind of like focused on the big picture, and it's funny, Aquarius, because this is an air sign, obviously, this eagle, But this person's looking at the big picture, not at the small stuff. And I feel like you're trying to kind of like, show up in the small stuff and with this earth energy and be really sensitive. And this person, I don't know, I feel like they're either not really responding, not paying attention to the changes maybe that you're trying to make. And yeah. And then they got the confusion card, uncertain, unclear, unsure. So I don't know. I mean, if this is you trying to, you know, bring something back together, which I feel like it is for a lot of you, this person maybe is confused about whether or not they want that. Maybe they said, yeah, Aquarius, let's try and work things out. But, behind the scenes, um, they're not really sure. And I don't know, maybe you're really picking up on that with the dolphin energy. And that's kind of going to be playing on, in the back of your mind, like causing doubt and insecurity on your side for the month of June. It could definitely be what's going on here. And then they got the answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. So we are in Gemini season, even though we're not going to have a full moon in Gemini. It's going to actually be in Sagittarius at the end of the month, but it doesn't really matter. It's just, Gemini season. We are just in Gemini season. So I don't know, maybe there's some things that happened between you and your person here in the past, Aquarius, that they need answers to. If there was any kind of like infidelity or anything like that that is underlying what happened, possibly. And again, that's pretty specific, so that's not going to be for all of you. But if something like that happened, I feel like this person still wants more details from you. So this kind of gives me the energy of, two people getting back together, after some time apart. There was infidelity, and then the other person is still can't really move past it or get past it, keep bringing it up. You're doing your best here. You're making changes, trying to show up for your person, trying to be sensitive and, be present, be in the moment. And this person just keeps going back to the same thing and can't really move past it. Yeah. Like, I feel like this person's thinking about the future too much and they're not in the present. The Imagine card, it's great. It's very creative energy and looking at the big picture. But at the end of the day, this person, I just feel like you and this person are in two different places. So you might feel that, like when you're spending time with this person, it doesn't even feel like they're paying attention, if that makes sense. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. The mutual energy between the two of you was the Fishers. This card really talks about, this is a triangle, so it definitely could have been a third party. It doesn't have to be, but it is a triangle. I'm just going to mention that. Card number 30 coming out. But this card really can represent either a portal, so two people being on two different timelines. And given what I've kind of seen already in your oracle cards, that's definitely a possibility. And again, I feel like a person's not really present. They're not really engaged. They just can't seem to, move past possibly something that happened in the past here between the two of you. I feel like they might be trying, looking at the bigger picture, but I feel like they keep coming back to, I feel like you might be having the same conversation over and over with this person as well, which is probably driving you crazy. So, you know, the Fishers can also talk about like cracks. So obviously everything was broken, trying to put it back together. It's never going to be exactly this as it was. So just think about a vase or something that ends up getting smashed and then you glue it back together. It's never quite the same, right? So, and I don't know, maybe you and this person getting back together is not looking like how you thought it would. Or this person is thinking, this isn't how I thought I would feel about it. So this person's kind of like a little bit reserved. All right, enough talking. Ooh, oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but the cards all went flying. Just give me a minute. They're feeling jumpy. All right. Sorry, guys. Let's get, oops, I got an upside down card in here. And I really gave these a good shuffle, by the way, before your reading. I don't know, you know, I have so many decks and I just like, I don't know, this is my favorite deck, my regular deck. I keep buying new decks, but I don't know, I just always go back to my favorite deck that really speaks to me, I guess. I'm not sure. Anywho, let's get back to your reading here. So let's ask about the answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. I kind of want to get some inside scoop here on what this person, what they're looking for, what answer are they wanting to hear from Aquarius. Oh my God, they fell down again. Jeez. All right. All right, let's see what we get. Spirit angels and guides, please tell me about this. The answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. Why is this card showing up for Aquarius's person? What answer are they looking for? What answer is this person looking for? The Chariot. Can I get one more? Could be dealing with a Cancer. It's Cancer's card. Anything else? Yeah, it's funny. That's the Seven of Cups. So this person, like we already talked about, I think for the majority of you, that's pretty much the scenario here that I already picked up on. The Three of Swords on the bottom. So a lot of pain, a lot of heartache between you and this person in the past. So for a lot of you, definitely could be married to this person. So the answer you need are coming. Is it an illusion that we can move past this? What has happened? So your person wants to know that as well. So again, I feel like you're trying here, Aquarius. And your person again is, can we move forward? Or is that just a dream? Like, can we really ever move past what's happened? So again, for some of you, if it was a pretty big breach of trust, Aquarius, whether it was you or them, there is some question here about, you know, can we get past the pain and the hurt that caused, you know, this broken vase? We're gluing it back together, but it's really not the same as it was. Tell me about the jealousy card. Why is this jealousy card here showing up in Aquarius's person's energy, please? Why this jealousy card? So we have the King of Swords coming out. So that's you, Aquarius. Why is this person jealous of Aquarius? Why is this person jealous of Aquarius? Why is this person jealous of Aquarius? Interesting. All right, so Aquarius, do you have someone else? Is there somebody in the background? If there was infidelity, your person is jealous about this person. So think about, I guess, that. So, you know, or somebody maybe that always flirts with you. So your person here knows that somebody is waiting on you, maybe waiting for you, you know, waiting behind the scenes. And that is what is maybe driving this person to stay together. Yikes, that's not good. Like, it's kind of the energy of like, okay, I know this relationship is not the best, or this marriage is not the best with Aquarius, but I know Aquarius has another person, or there's somebody that's really interested in Aquarius. So I'm not going to let Aquarius go, even though I kind of know, you know, the big picture here. Maybe I should, you know, because I'm really not happy in this situation. I don't know if I can like move forward or get past what the pain that's happened between the two of us, either because of this betrayal, Aquarius, or, you know, it could be just in general that your person is an insecure person and people flirt with you. You could be a very, you know, attractive person and get a lot of attention. Your person doesn't like that. So take it as it resonates. But yeah, so then this person doesn't want to give up on this relationship, not because they want to be with you, Aquarius, but because they don't want you to be with this person. Does that make sense? So yeah, not great. Not great, to be honest. So let's see how you are feeling. Let's talk about these adjustments. What adjustments has Aquarius made? Adjustments. Ooh, King of Cups went flying. All right. I feel like Aquarius, you're showing up here as the King of Cups. Wow, you got a lot of water on your side, which is very unusual. So I do feel like you're trying to show up emotionally for this person. I feel like you're trying to be sensitive to your person, and we talked about this already with the dolphin energy. But again, trying to find some kind of balance. Maybe you know that this person has these insecurities, so you're trying to be very sensitive to this person's needs, showing up for them, letting them know, trying to reinforce the energy like, no, I'm not interested in that person, even though, there is somebody from the past, this could be anybody. It could be, somebody, Aquarius, that you went to school with, that's always like crushing on you, and your person knows. Like, it's that kind of energy. So it doesn't have to be that you full on out, betrayed your partner. For some of you, definitely might have. I can't rule that out. But I feel like you are trying to be very sensitive and put your person's needs first. And you know that that really, makes them insecure. So I feel like you're being extra attentive, making those adjustments. So that could be you like getting off of social media. That could be you, um, you know, unfriending a whole bunch of female friends that maybe that you're friends with on Facebook, whatever it might be for you here, Aquarius. I feel like those are the types of things that you may have done to alleviate this person's anxiety about other people coming in between your relationship. So tell me about the surrender to the divine. I promised you guys I'd pull a tarot on that, so I pull a card on that. Tell me about surrender to the divine here for Aquarius. Why is this showing up? So, Eight of Swords. I feel like you're realizing by the end of June here with this full moon at the end of June that this is a lot harder than you thought it was going to be. Yeah, there's that Four of Wands. Yeah, Ten of Wands. Yeah, I feel like going down this path, you're like, oh, yikes. I didn't think it was going to be that hard for us to kind of like move past this. Um, I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day here, of course, you're going to have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Yeah, the Eight of Swords is like, kind of a mental trap, right? Or like a round and round situation with your person here. So it's like, okay, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm making all these adjustments again. I'm working really hard. I'm trying to show my person, trying to be sensitive, showing up for them. And you feel like you're just spinning your wheels. It's kind of like riding a riding a stationary bike, right? You're not getting anywhere. I feel like you feel frustrated by the end of June that this is not working. You're feeling more trapped in the situation, less happy, I want to say. So this is probably where this cloudy judgment is coming through. Like you had this illusion that, you guys could move past it, fix this broken vase, but it's just not working. So let's talk about some feelings now. Kind of talked about the oracle cards to death here. Anyhow, um, how is this person currently feeling about Aquarius? How is the person on Aquarius's mind feeling about Aquarius in June? All right, so we have the Empress card coming out. Four of Swords. The Fool. The Wheel of Fortune. So we have a lot of cards about this person trying to, like again, the illusion, can we get past this? Can we move forward? So I feel like this person, in their feelings, I feel like they are recognizing, at least Aquarius, that you are trying. But again, this person as well, they might be putting a lot of the, onus on you for the reason that things fell apart. And it could be true. It could be in the majority of something you did, right? But I mean, it's never one person's, complete fault in the relationship breakdown. There's always things that, I feel like it really takes two people to either make a relationship work or fall apart, right? So this person and their feelings, I feel like they are, they're trying to heal themselves from the situation. They're trying to, nurture the situation. The Empress is all about birthing something new. I feel like they're trying to heal the situation. Definitely, this person could also be asking for guidance, whether that be a counselor. You guys might be in counseling of some kind. I'm just really focused on, the hands here. And really, what's the sword of truth here? So we've got three swords above, which is the three swords that were in your heart or this person's heart. And the sword of truth is, beneath her in this card, right? Can I reach for this sword of truth? Is this really the truth? Can this come back to life? Can this be rebirthed? Can we really have a new beginning and move on, move things forward? So I feel like, again, that's pretty much reiterating what we already talked about here with the Chariot and the Seven of Cups. It's basically telling me the same thing here. I feel like that, they are trying. So definitely could have been some, player energy here. Now somebody's putting in the time and effort, after abandoning somebody or somebody feeling abandoned. Yeah. So there is an opportunity here, to heal things. I just feel like it's two people, having a hard time doing that. Let's ask about how you're feeling about this person, Aquarius. How does Aquarius really feel about this person, Spirit? How do they feel in June? How's Aquarius feeling about this person in June? Nine of Swords. Two of Wands, Ace of Cups. So, this is, again, back feeling trapped here in a situation. Again, feeling like you're on that stationary bike, doing the best you can here, trying to be sensitive. But I feel like at the end of the day, you definitely might be questioning your decision. Two of Wands is kind of at a crossroads, needing to make a decision. Did I make the right decision by trying to revive this? Or is this just, too much? I'm getting too much off that Ace of Cups. Is this too much? Am I asking too much? Maybe you feel like you're asking too much from your person. I don't know. Maybe it was you, Aquarius. If there was some sort of, infidelity, or, you feel like the majority of the responsibility was on your shoulders, or the reason why things kind of fell apart. So it's like, I don't know, can we get back to this Ace of Cups? I don't know if it's possible. And again, your person is obviously very emotional, right? The person that you're dealing with. So I feel like, again, I feel like you're feeling pretty exhausted here. All right, let's see here. Is this person going to take any actions towards Aquarius in June, Spirit? Actions towards Aquarius. Knight of Swords. Three of Swords. Yikes. This person's still really angry with you. Just a heads up on that. All right, this gives me the energy. Okay, for those of you that did have somebody that was crushing on you or somebody behind the scenes, it's not going to be for all of you. If you do, your person is going to be, I feel like in June, there's going to be a conversation, a very angry conversation about how hurt your person is here, Aquarius. And then it's going to be, well, if you're not happy with me, why don't you just go, spend your days with so and so? Like, it's that kind of energy here. This Queen of Wands could represent another person, the person, the person that this person is jealous of. Just saying. Male or female, don't get caught up in gender. If your person didn't have another person, or sorry, if you didn't have another person, Aquarius, then this person is just like, you know, I'm still really angry and hurt. I don't understand how you can feel like I can just get over it. You just expect me to forget about what you did or what happened. So again, very, Queen of Wands can be pretty sassy and bold. Like, there's the door. Like, if you're not willing to put in the time and the effort, and if you're only going to show up for a limited amount of time, I don't know. I don't know how long you've been trying to make things up to this person here, Aquarius, but I'm definitely getting off of your cards here that you're frustrated. You're trying, you're doing the best that you can here to rectify the situation. Be sensitive to your person. And again, I feel like, riding that stationary bike, like, if anything, I feel like it's almost getting worse. So I don't know, if you and your person are going to therapy, I mean, sometimes that happens. Feelings start coming up. You start talking about things that happened in the past, and next thing now you're arguing about something that happened 5 years ago or 10 years ago, or, something along those lines, like, because all of, counseling is storing up all of those feelings. So that might be for some of you. But I do feel like this person's coming at you. So just, I don't know, I want to say, just be aware that this person is still very hurt and very emotional. I feel like I don't need to tell you that here. I feel like that is pretty apparent. So let's see if Aquarius is going to take any action. Is Aquarius going to take any action towards this person in June, Spirit? Actions towards this person in June. It's going to happen between these two people. Four of Pentacles. Judgment. Yeah, I already talked about this. Thank you for confirming, Spirit. So again, hanging on to the bumper here of this relationship, this marriage. Four of Pentacles. For a lot of you, it's because of stability, financial, maybe why you're still there, Aquarius. But there's going to be a decision that, to me, the World card is an ending. So I'm going to pull a card on it, though. So at the end of June, I feel like you are making a decision. Judgment is being, having a realization, being woken up by your angels, your guides about, should I continue trying to rectify the situation with this person? Is it really going to get any better? Can we ever get back to where we were? And the answer to that is no. It's never going to look the same. That vase that was broken, or that trust that was broken between you and your person here, Aquarius, is never going to quite be the same. It's never going to be the same. So I don't know. I feel like Spirit wants you to know that. which is, the sad part of, a relationship falling apart and, some sort of major breach of trust. It's very difficult. Some people they can just never get past it. So I don't know, I guess if it was you, Aquarius, and something like that did play out, do you want to be catering to this person for the next 30 years of your life, trying to make it up to them if they can't let it go? I guess that's a question for you, to be honest with yourself about that. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of you, the reality is here is that it's not getting any better. And even though you're trying, I guess that's, good on you for trying to put things back together. Um, nobody wants to see their family fall apart. I completely understand that and respect that. Let's get a card on the world here. Tell me about the world card. What is this decision that Aquarius is making? What is the Chariot here? Why is the Chariot showing up? Ace of Pentacles. Get another card. All right. I feel like at the end of I feel here, Aquarius, the world card is basically saying, for some of you, if you are, in a situation where you're realizing, I feel like you're realizing that it might be best for the two of you. Like if this person is determined to keep pushing you away, that's what that is saying. That's Seven of Wands and Five of Pentacles, which is what they're doing, right? They can't get over, they can't forgive you, they can't move past it. So I feel like this is you saying to this person, if you can't move past it and you can't forgive me, then, I'll just make you an offer and we both deserve to be happy here. That Ace of Pentacles and the Sun. We both deserve to have a new beginning, possibly apart with somebody else. And if you're determined to not forgive me and you can't move past it, it's best that. So for some of you, this could be, making your person an offer to split assets, sell your house, whatever that might be for you. But an opportunity for happiness apart. So I feel like that's what's really going on here with that world card. So I feel like you might, by the end of June here, you're going to say this to your person here, Aquarius. If you're determined to, continue to push me away and you really don't want to work on it, we should really just, we both deserve to be happy. We should just go our separate ways here is really what I'm getting. So yikes, it's a pretty heavy reading here for you, Aquarius. As well, we did have astrologically, we had Saturn is now in Aries. So this is very Aries energy. Ace of Pentacles and the Sun. Aries is really about yourself, your own happiness. And at the end of the day, that's, I feel like you've tried though. So I feel like for you, Aquarius, I feel like, regardless of what happened between you and your person here, I feel like you should be proud of yourself that you tried, your best here in this situation. And sometimes that's all we need is kind of, to give it that last effort, So, you can say to your family and friends, oh, I tried to put it back together. She or he couldn't move past it, whatever happened between the two of you. But I tried. I gave it my all. So, same thing. I guess you can say to your kids if there's kids involved. Like I tried to work things out with your mother or your father, but there's just too many things that have happened, and sometimes that's just the way it is, right? Unfortunately. So I do feel like, give yourself a pat on the back here, Aquarius, for putting in the effort, trying to be sensitive, trying to make those changes, trying to make it up to your person, trying to be sensitive to their needs, So I feel like you can't, walk away from the situation feeling like you didn't try, because I feel like you did. So let's get some messages from this person. Something Aquarius may not know. Almost feel like I should use my small deck instead of these. We'll see what comes through. Messages something Aquarius may not know about the situation with this person. All right, so I'm afraid to lose you. All right, did we not talk about that? I can't stop thinking about you. So you're definitely on each other's minds, and you know, it is dark without you. Like, if you've been in a long-term marriage with somebody or long-term relationship, it's hard to imagine what that life is going to look like without that person, right? Especially if you've been together for 20 some years. All right, I don't know who I am anymore. Bottom of the deck is the way I've treated you was wrong. So this person definitely, and again, I feel like at the end of the day, it's not one person that ruins a relationship. It's two people. You know, that contribute to the demise of that. So I don't know, that's my opinion. You can agree or disagree, that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but so yeah, this person's afraid to lose you here, Aquarius, like we talked about. I feel like they're hanging on. They don't really want to let you go, especially if they know that you have somebody waiting in the wings for you, or somebody that's interested in you. And this person, I feel like, is just trying to figure out who they would be without you. And, you know, sometimes that's also scary, right? For this person. And again, I do like that you're showing up really sensitive. So, and this is, you know, this is uncomfortable for you, I feel, Aquarius. It's a challenge. So, kudos to you for, you know, putting in the time, putting in the efforts, and doing your best here. So I do love that. All right, guys. So I'm going to end your reading here. Sorry, I know it was pretty long. Hopefully it resonated. If it did resonate, if you could let me know by hitting the like button. I'd love to, that would really help the video. So thank you so much. If you're interested in a personal read, I do them. Feel free to reach out to me. It's just sayitsoultarot@gmail.com. The email address, if you're looking for it, is just in the description box of my homepage, as well as each reading, or like each video is in the description box if you just scroll down. And as always, guys, take care of yourselves. I'll probably start working on your mid-month reading, trying to have those out probably by around June 12th, hopefully. So awesome. All right, so hang in there, Aquarius. Take care of yourself, and at the end of the day, you know, follow your heart. Bye, guys.